I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car cards to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. October 28th. Team No Sleep in the building. Dr. Martell, how you living, man?
Man, good. You see, I got the bags under my eyes.
Oh, my God. What's wrong with
right,
you,
no
man?
sleep.
What's wrong?
No sleep in this bad boy. Sure.
What's wrong with you, man?
Man, just we getting there where we supposed to get it. You know what I mean? So definitely not the regular 9 to 5, the family life, and the so on and so on, man. We just doing it big.
I love it. You're gonna have to wake up tonight though, because we got some conversations that we're gonna get in tonight. Let me go ahead and say what's happening to folks in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kevin Cox is in the room. Let me get the comments lined up right
Yes,
there.
sir. Big Kev, man.
Yeah. He's recognizing the just start. Yeah, he's recognizing the new swag there. Okay.
I feel you.
Yeah. Mr. Aaron Jones in the building. How are you, sir? Thank you for being in the building. Everyone remember, look at this. Kevin Cox. We're going to make him moderator right now. You know what? Hold on. Everyone remember to hit that like button. I'm going to make sure we're going to make him moderator of the channel right now. Just for, his activity. Dr. Charles Jackson.
Yes, my man. Yo.
Man, we had him in the building last time, and look, we burnt the place down. We had to rebuild. That's why we started a little late tonight. We had to rebuild. Dr. Jackson was in the building last time, so
absolutely.
Man, let's go ahead and get focused, man. Let's go and get focused. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, wait a minute, that's my guy, Aaron. Okay, appreciate you, man. Thanks for showing up, Aaron. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. We got some interesting topics. We're gonna have a little bit of fun, just a little bit. We're gonna get into some serious conversations, and we like to start with that social impact story first. But we got a guest sitting in the green room right now. So let me go ahead and say what's happening. Bring on this man, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stage. Welcome to the scene, Mr. Philip Edge. Talk to us, brother.
All right. Well, Team No Sleep. What's going on, my fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Go ahead and do that air horn. You know you got your broadcaster pro. You want to do some sound effects. Go ahead.
Y'all know what it is. You know what it is.
I'm not gonna do my R. Kelly. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna let you do what you gotta do. We not gonna do nothing like that. Dr. Edge, how you doing, man?
Brother, it is well. I am blessed. I'm excited. Here right outside of Atlanta.
Yeah.
The city is a little down, but guess what? We coming back tomorrow with the red out, and we gonna chop on. So
wow,
I'm excited.
You putting the cart before the horse, or whatever the statement is. You didn't already go on the third topic on the agenda. I know what you talking about.
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
put the
letting
stack
you
on
know.
deck.
You see G on the head?
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, come on, man.
Oh, he bringing
Come
energy
on.
tonight too, folks. You see that, and that is why Philip Edge is in the room. Tell you what, man, give the folks that elevator pitch. Tell them who you are, what it is that you do, so folks can get an understanding of what Philip Edge is all about.
Absolutely. So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, everybody. My name is Philip Ayers. First and foremost, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a speaker, I'm just a real person. For the past 20 years, what I've done, I lead leaders and I help people to get to a place of success a whole lot quicker. So, I travel, I speak, I talk, and at the end of the day, I'm just in the people business, man, trying to help people. So that is my little elevator pitch and what I'm all about. But I'm excited to be here with Team No Sleep today because they're the real deal. So I'm just I'm following suit today with my brothers.
Well, we appreciate that. We
Appreciate the
appreciate
compliments,
that.
man. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Look, man, we like I said, we want to lead off tonight with our social impact story again. Team No Sleep. We focus on the social impact of sport and not just talking about sports scores. We're not talking about what kind of shoes somebody's wearing, if anybody's wearing any new jewelry or that type of thing. We got a serious story tonight. We're going to start with hockey, which haven't talked about that in quite a bit. But this story right here, this Kyle Beach story from the Chicago Blackhawks. And if you haven't seen this, folks, you need to be cognizant of what's going on. Kyle Beach used to play for the Blackhawks. He was a player for them. He's now playing professionally in Germany. But back in 2010, he raised some allegations to the organization, to the team, to leadership, that someone within leadership, essentially the video coach for them, Mr. Brad Aldridge, was sexually assaulting him, right? Was threatening him with financial, emotional, all kinds of consequences if he didn't give in to his advances, if he didn't participate in these types of things that he was looking for, which is horrible in and of itself. But the problem with this entire story is Kyle Beach brought this up again to leadership. Nobody did anything, right? Why did nobody do anything? We're going to talk about that a little bit, but this was the year that the Blackhawks won the cup. So it was actually right in the middle of all of the focus, right, on winning. That's what sports teams do. They play, they practice, and go for the championship. So they were right at the cusp of actually going to the playoffs, and actually winning, and they actually did win that year. What came out this past week that the organization shelved all of these conversations, shelved all of this controversy, shelved all of this news of what was going on with the video coach and Kyle Beach until after the game was won. The slap in the face from Mr. Beach was that the accused was at the parade. The accused got to stay with the team. The man got to take the Stanley Cup to a high school, I don't know, pep rally or something, right? Show off that he had the cup with him too. So he got to stay with the team even after all of this came out and things of that nature. And he is only no longer with the team because he resigned. Let's talk about this, man. What do you when you first hear about this type of a story, right? Again, your thoughts on it, right? You know, you got a coach, you got someone in an authoritative position, you taking that position and actually going against that and positioning themselves against someone who's in their tutelage, and then part two, you got the organization not paying attention to it, thinking that you don't matter, that you maybe telling the truth, but we're not going to deal with that right now. We don't want to deal with that. We want to win. So we're going to deal with these allegations and these, and I'm not even going to call them allegations. I'm going to call them these truths because they come out as definitely truths and things of that nature. So talk to us a little bit about, again, what you think about, and the sport of hockey, right? Again, I haven't really covered hockey. And is this something that, I don't know if you guys cover hockey or watch a lot of hockey, is this something that you see is prevalent within that sport in and of itself? Let me go ahead and start with you, Philip.
Well, first and foremost, just in all my doings and knowings of hockey, I've never seen anything quite like this story personally. I think this Beach story, it has so many different layers and implications. You mentioned several of them. I think for me, the piece that really just throws me off, man, is not only, was Aldridge, what's the guy's name? The coach, Aldridge, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Not
Brad
no,
Aldridge.
not only was he continued to did he continue to be with the team and whatnot, but he also, after this, he went on to coach at colleges and high schools and things like that. So for me, it's so much bigger because we know about Kyle Beach, but what about everybody else? This, honestly,
Mm,
this is disgusting, and it's quid pro quo at its finest when you get somebody who is utilizing their position as a leader to take advantage of someone else, and that's wrong. I don't care where you are, that's wrong. And in this case, again, it's horrible, especially when an organization is not taking up for their players
right.
because they would rather err on the side of a championship.
So think about that, and then Montel, I'll let you chime in as well. What that has to do to your psyche, and I'm not sure if
Oh my gosh.
folks that are listening and watching caught Kyle Beach's interview last night. Man was obviously and rightfully so in tears, bawling. I mean, just the level of emotion that came out for the fact that now he can say that, yeah, I was the John Doe who brought these allegations, kind of the whistleblower kind of thing. But I was the John Doe who brought these allegations to heart, and now I can come clean because now all of the investigation is done. But is it relief?
Think,
I don't know, right? Is it relief because nothing happened?
think about this though.
Mm,
Think about this though, James. I mean, this is what that happened in, what, 2008, somewhere around there, right?
this was
So
2010, yeah.
2000, okay, so 2010, this is 2021,
Yes, sir.
right? So now you've been carrying the weight of this
Yes.
for, you know what I'm saying, for a long time. You've been carrying, the speculations and the people talking and the whispers for a long time. Remember, this guy, all his dream was to be a professional hockey player.
Yeah.
He was, if I'm not mistaken, he was like a first round draft choice. I mean, this is a big deal for this guy. He was a major prospect, right? So to have your dream put on the line in front of you, because when this guy came up to him, my understanding is, and understanding the article and reading him, the gentleman was like, look, if you want to play, then you need to just pretend like you like this.
Yeah.
And now he literally had to make a choice. So you talk about the mental psyche of a player. I mean, I could only imagine in the end, because he was probably 22-ish at that time.
Mhm.
What do you do?
Yeah.
Especially when you've worked all your life to get to a place like this.
Crazy. Young man. And Montel, while you chime in, so this is the picture of Bradley Aldridge, the man who sexually assaulted Kyle Beach. You're right. He is a predator. He is listed as a sex offender where he lives right now. So that good riddance for him from that perspective. But it's just not a good dude. Montel, give us your thoughts and your feelings on kind of the whole air of this story. It's a heavy one. I know it's a heavy one.
Yeah,
right?
this is it just brings me to the point where in our society is winning trumps everything, and individuals are dismissive. Their allegations are dismissive. This young person's situation, he's trying to play the sport he loves. He's trying to be involved, and he gets harassed, by someone at work, and almost blackmailed at work, in order for him to perform and do his thing. And then he brings it to leadership, which tells you a lot about their culture there. Probably more of a machoism culture. Probably said he was over exaggerating, made every excuse, but gave the reality of what's really going on, and brushed it under the rug. And then they just kind of assumed status quo and let him move on, and thought this was just going to go under the rug, which obviously it didn't, and it should not. I'm just, it's so many layers, man. You can dig into so many different angles on the story and try to figure out what's going on. I mean, I could just answer from my perspective. If I was in Kyle's shoes, what I would do, I know what I would have done. That would have been a physical altercation.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Right.
That's me, and I'm just speaking from the real. I'd have been a physical altercation, and I'd have probably been suspended that way. Not because of the advance, because of the harassment. The advance, I could say, no, I'm not into that, and keep going. But when you come to threaten me and threatening my career, at that point, I would have been a physical altercation between me and that person.
Yeah.
That person. Whether that's right or wrong, don't know, don't care. That's my feelings. Montel Allen feelings, that's me. That's probably what I would have did. it's crazy, man, that this goes on now seeping into sports. Remember, we only heard these stories in workplace areas,
Right.
or workplace areas,
Traditional workplaces, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
or just women having these advances in the entertainment industry, always advancing on women. Very rare do we hear about this kind of situation, except for the Terry Crews incident. Otherwise, we really don't hear about another man making a sexual advance to another man and him negating it and being assaulted. And this guy right here was basically trying to blackmail him. He really was like, yo, you either play or you don't play. And you know what I mean? So it's crazy, man. I mean, I'm glad he was brave enough to tell his story.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't even say anything about it. They would just say, hey, I'm not going to put that on me because I don't want that out there about myself or want that out there about this situation. I think Kyle Beachum deserves a round of applause to be able to tell the story. But I mean, it's a big knock on the Chicago's team, because to sweep this under the rug for 11 years, to not do any action. The course of action was let the guy just kind of go off into the sunset and let somebody else deal with it and not take any course of action. Really shows a lot about how the culture was. And I don't even know if it still exists that way. But obviously they need to address it and get in the forefront of this and work with Kyle Beachum in order to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Yeah.
Or clean up everything that's going on around that whole situation.
Yeah. See, it's an interesting point that you bring that up as well, because see, now that everything's coming out and karma will catch up with you, right? Now everyone's resigning. The general manager has just resigned, and now he's being fined $2 million. Pocket change.
That's the easy way out, though. And we know that's the easy way out. That's the easy way out. Yeah.
No one's going to jail yet. Hopefully somebody will, or something else will happen out of this. But again, for over a decade, swept under the rug because they were the ones who were going for the cup. They won the cup. Yep. So, let's try to forget about this. But no, we're not going to forget about this. Kyle Beach, still has these issues. Now we got to start. And so, Philip, we talk about the mental health aspect a lot of times, right? And this man's been carrying this for 10 years.
Right.
Just imagine what this stress, trauma, weight has been on his shoulders and things of that nature.
Before you answer that, I want to add another layer to the whole thing. Yep. Not only has he been carrying it for 10 years, but he's had to deal with the scrutiny of, oh, that's him.
Yeah.
The finger pointing. Oh, that was him that did it.
Yeah.
And we all know, working in that industry, in the hockey industry, it's probably a small community, right? Even if it's international. Right. There's so many hockey players and professional teams. So I can't imagine him, no matter where he goes, if he goes to Germany, anywhere across the world, the allegations about him are going to carry him no matter what. So he's been having a finger point at him for 10 years.
Yeah.
Also, he's had probably allegations of him possibly being homosexual, and in the macho world, you know how that goes. So he's been accused of being, having a certain sexual preference. He's been in a macho world, which we know can be devastating at some point sometimes, being in that kind of career. He's had to deal with all this stuff. How do you feel about his mental psyche at that point with everything going on?
Again, it had to impact him, right? And we know that it did. Again, looking at him in the interview, seeing the emotion literally coming from him as he wept. I mean, it was almost like 100,000-pound weight had been lifted off of his back to even be able to say, I was the John Doe, right? So let's look at how it fell. It all fell. Because remember, like I said earlier, he was a number 1 draft choice. He was one of their top prospects. In fact, the whole reason that he was there to begin with was because he was in their minor league team.
Exactly.
They finished their season, and then they pulled them up. So he was trying and working hard to get in that position, and now to literally have it snatched away. So I don't know, but in my research, I don't believe he actually got any other opportunities with other NHL teams.
Yeah,
he got
so that's why he had to literally leave the country, leave the state. He's in Germany
now.
Right
He's
now.
in Germany.
Yeah, it's
you
tough.
see what I'm saying? So to say that it didn't impact him, I mean that is like, I mean, we know that it did. The thing, especially in a sport like hockey, right? When we think about hockey, the first thing that comes to my mouth is, some of these Iron Men with no teeth, they're playing. I mean,
tough fighters,
they
right?
for real.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So in that culture, I can only imagine what it did to his mental psyche. I'm glad that he came forward, and I'm glad that because he came forward and his act of courage, because that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Because his act of courage, other people are not going to experience this, because they did say that there were some others, right? So other people won't experience this, especially when I go back to what I said earlier. Aldridge is working at a high school, man. We don't even
Crazy.
know the
Crazy.
extent of some of this stuff that happened when you're trying to take advantage of other people. So I'm glad that he brought it out, and again, kudos to him for even speaking up.
Hopefully,
I'm sorry, James.
Go ahead.
Do you think in this we're now 2021, 2010 through 2015,
Mm-hmm.
even if he's not homosexual, when someone made homosexual advances, the assumption would be something there was either going on, or this guy felt he could take advantage of the person. Do you feel that Beecher was afraid to say I'm the John Doe because he didn't want those allegations coming out on him?
Absolutely, I definitely think
No, wait. Let's be. I'm sorry to interrupt, but let's be honest. People be jaded if you're homosexual in that kind of sport, just like it was in football and basketball. You're jaded. I hate to say it. It's not an accepted environment of your sexual preference is different than being macho, right? Or being heterosexual, especially 10 years ago. Now it's getting more accepted. Everybody's like, oh, it's okay, but that's just now, and it's still behind closed doors. I don't even think it's accepted. We know that from Gruden, emails, and all that stuff. It's not really accepted. It's tolerated. There's a difference. It's tolerated now. It's just not accepted.
No, you make a point.
Back then, it wasn't tolerated or accepted. You were ostracized.
Right.
So I can't. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes. He was in a catch-22 right when it happened.
Absolutely.
It's a lose-lose no matter what.
Yeah.
So I feel. I hope he gets compensated. Me personally, I hope somehow the NHL and the Chicago I forgot Nighthawks compensate him because of Blackhawks. Sorry, for defamation of character.
Yeah.
And the situation he's going through. I mean, hope that it eases a little bit of the pain. I don't know. It doesn't get rid of the demons that he's had to suffer. But I mean,
That's a good
I just can't imagine, man. I can't imagine doing it now that they can. I can't imagine doing it 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's interesting, and let's talk about the Chicago Blackhawks just for a second, because one of the things that several it has been reported that I think they were fined like $2 million, right? So they had a couple people fired, the GM was fired, the coach was fired, they had a couple people let go, but from the Chicago Blackhawks standpoint, like that's it. I mean, and
Exactly.
I'm just. I mean, and I'm saying this, and I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, right? If I am the owner of the team, and you're telling me that if I don't say anything, we win, because how much money do you think came to them for winning a Stanley Cup?
Right.
Let's keep it real.
Yeah.
How much money did the Chicago Blackhawks make for
$200
winning the
million.
Stanley Cup in merchandising, in television revenue, all of those things? You're telling me now that the only thing we got fined was $2 million, and we had to fire a GM and a head coach who, I'm sorry, y'all, this is professional sports. They'll find another coach. You know what I'm saying? Like
in a minute.
$2 million. In their minds, I'm not saying it was right, but I can see in their minds like, it's worth it. So I bring that up because this is the very reason why professional sports teams don't say anything. This is the very reason, even when you go back 10 years ago, 11 years ago, when they looked at risk reward, they didn't say anything. These are professional sports teams. You all know they got all kind of attorneys, all kind of people. Somebody talked about this and said, okay, what's the risk and what's the reward? What does this look like? Right? So they had to weigh this thing out, and they made a choice because they said, when it comes down to it, if we don't say anything, the reward far exceeds the risk. And we're talking $2 million here. Come on, man. Really?
The math doesn't match for me, and I don't think it matches for a lot of us because we've got the old school common sense, we got civility, we got morality. This is a horrible situation. I wanted to keep the dialogue going, but there's a number of comments that were in the room here that I think we definitely want to talk about as well. And see, here go Kevin, right? See, this story can connect to the Bauer episode a while back. Some people don't belong to society, and certain behaviors are never okay. That part is true, but remember that Bauer episode was the one that took me for a little spin. So Philip, we were talking about the pitcher for the Dodgers who's caught up in some madness too, and we got into it. I had to take a little sabbatical. I think it was like a month off, man, because we and MDH is in the building. Melanie was here, and she knows too, right? She also leaves a comment. My guess is that this happens to men more than we can even imagine. His bravery should help others come forward. Now, you know what? That's an interesting delineation right there. I think that's true. Right. I think that I believe that happens more than it's reported, either out of, I don't know, what societal types of norms, kind of what you've already talked about, Martel, right? Just some things, especially again, and that's why I keep prefacing saying hockey, right? Because this is kind of that macho sport. They're supposed to fight, right? I'm not going to watch a game unless they're fighting.
We tune in. We tune in to watch them fight.
You kind of know what this brings me to, and I hate to bring this up. It brings me to the Sandusky scenario, the Penn State scandal.
Yes.
Penn State. Yeah, Penn State scandal. I mean, and like you said, the psyche of these people, why them come forward. I mean, you got to think he was probably drafted out of high school or pretty not that far removed from college beach, right? Yeah. So he's probably he's somewhere in the age of between, let's say, 19 and 22.
Yeah,
give a ballpark. Sandusky took advantage of kids that were 17 to 21 years old that wanted to go to Penn State. You know what I mean? And you can imagine a predator dangling that carrot in front of you saying, hey, you're going to play Division I football. You're going to be at my school. You're going to get all this glory and all this thing. All I want to do is watch you naked, or I want to do whatever the sexual predator, whatever their crazy vision of what this is.
Yeah.
But for them to dangle that carrot, and let's be honest with you, us as a society put so much on that carrot. You're going to be playing on Penn State in front of the national TV. You're going to have opportunity to go to the NFL and make millions of dollars. Yeah. You're going to have all this glory, all this glamour. You're going to be the face on billboards and all this stuff. So if he does do something to a kid like that, or he does make that proposal to a kid, you don't say anything because you still want what's emphasis on that dangling carrot. You want that dangling carrot, and he has the power to give it to you. It's just like the dude with the actor, the dude, the Harvey Weinstein or whatever, the actor, the director dude or whatever.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them. So I mean, even Kevin's talking about even the Nassar case, right? With the women's gymnastics, right? Well, so those men and those people in power taking advantage of their athletes, their people under their tutelage, right?
The only difference in this case, I don't know why the video guy had so much power in that arena. Like why would you keep him instead of
who is the video guy?
Who is the video guy, right? Who is but let's look at it though. Yeah. Let's look at it though, Montel. I mean, the video guy obviously had a little bit of clout some kind of way.
Yeah,
who was holding up the trophy? He holding up the trophy.
Yeah. Why is this dude right now? That's a good question. Yeah.
My question is, does a video guy have something on these other people that are hierarchy than them? Or because I'm telling you, man, we've all been around sports. I've been around sports. The videographer is the last on the totem pole. He gets nothing. You film and break down film. That's what you do. You don't have a say so. You don't have anything to do on players. You have no input on players. You have nothing to do with any of that. The only thing you do is film us in practice and film us in games. So why would you keep a videographer over your number one draft pick? So that tells me there's more of an investigation going on there for a situation there. Why is that the case? Is the videographer related to somebody higher up? There has to be some connection for somewhere in there why they keep him as under your number one draft pick under just allegations.
Something's not adding up in that situation, right? Exactly. And again, you bring up a valid point. Like this is the videographer. I mean, come on, man. Look like
Melly saying, who even knew that hockey had a videographer,
video coach?
Who even knew they had all kind of I got people out there taking video. Is that right? All right. Well,
so
we'll see.
So my point is, how does this guy all those other positions are positions of authority and of power? Yeah. So you see why people kind of fall underneath that. This dude don't got power.
Nobody.
You basically your name is mentioned on the website and you just do the film. That's it. That's all you do.
You at the bottom of the credits.
Yeah, and to your point, Montel, the only thing that I can rationally wrap my mind around is the threat of this getting out is huge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Take away the fact that it's a video guide. Just put in Joe anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And something like this leaks out. You follow what I'm saying? So going back to what you were saying earlier, you know what I mean? Again, he was a number 1 draft choice. He was a top prospect. He is trying to get there. So even if you take the videographer piece out of it, if that gets out, period, this guy knows in his psyche that it's gonna be tough for him.
But on the Beecham side, I agree.
That's
but
real.
on the Chicago side, it's vindication though. It's like, hey, we fired a guy that sexually assaulted another guy. He's out of here. He's gone. You don't keep him for 6 or 7 years and keep going with the hockey and let him do all these things and basically act like nothing happened without being in a position of power. So to me, you know me, James, I always look at things in different ways, different angles. Bro, there's no way. I've been around too many programs.
Yeah.
The videographer has no control. Yeah. You snap pictures, you film, you edit, and you put it on thing, and that's your only say-so in the team. Yeah. That's it.
The person bringing out the Gatorade and the water actually has more clout than him. But you know what? Let's go ahead and stay. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. But obviously, this is a touchy subject. This is a serious subject. We wanted to have this dialogue, and folks can continue chiming on in the comments, and maybe reach out to us afterwards as well, because I can guarantee you, unfortunately, again, and Montel and I say this all the time, no one's going to cover this story as much as we are. They are going to just let it flush out and pay off whomever needs to be pay off, sweep it under the rug, and do those kinds of things. We're trying to find justice for Mr. Kyle Beach and figure out why the Blackhawks organization, why the NHL as a whole decided not to do anything for this for a decade until now. All of the tapes are released, all the interviews are done, and things of that. So, man, I love the dialogue. Let me see here. What is Mr. Cox saying? Unfortunately, this won't be the last time this kind of mess happens.
That's right.
Yep.
Kevin Cox hit it.
Right. I mean,
that's true.
There it is right there. Right? Unfortunately, we are always going to have a story like this to talk about each and every week, because I don't know why. I don't have an answer. I can't even finish that own statement right there. But football. Let's go into football. Y'all some football cats. Y'all, I mean, I see you wearing your hat. You getting kudos from the audience about your hat.
Let's talk about it. Come on, Lavelle Hughes. That's what I'm talking about.
You know, we got a game going on right now. Let me just bring that up. We got them Packers. We got them Cardinals playing.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray
what is it? 7-0 and 6-1, right?
I'm about to say, Kyler Murray got them Cardinals at 7-0. That's not bad.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Me, I love it, but it's fool's gold right now.
See, there it is. Talk about it.
Come on, man.
Montel,
help us understand, how is this fool's gold so far?
The reason why I say it's fool's gold, they are 7-0 and they're playing at a high rate. But let's also relate. Cardinals are the only team that haven't had any major injuries to anybody except for J.J. Watt recently. That's the only one they have had. They've also added depth to their offense. Defense is still suspect. They haven't gotten to the nitty-gritty of the season. But I'm not taking anything away. 7-0 is great, and they're gonna make the playoffs. But wait,
Philip, get him.
Wait till they get the Rams healthy. They won't be. I don't think they'll be able to compete with the Rams healthy. They'll be able to beat the 49ers, and right now Seattle's decimal in their own conference. So to me, fool's gold. They are not one of the elite teams like Tampa Bay out in the NFC, just because they're 7-0, and we'll see how elite they are tonight when they play against Green Bay without Devontae Adams.
Montel, hold on. First of all, how can they be fool's gold? Can we go back to the first game of the season? Let's start there, right? The first game of the season. Let me see. Who did they play? They played this team called the Tennessee Titans, and not only did they play the Tennessee Titans, but they scored 38 points and they gave up 13 against the Tennessee Titans.
We'll chalk that up also to the first game of the season, because Dallas looked great in the first game of the season against what's the name?
Okay.
We'll argue first games of the seasons because that doesn't count. Those
You
teams are just
mentioned
pulling themselves out. Go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
mentioned the Rams. You mentioned the Rams. They
Yes.
played the Rams during the 4th game of the season, and they beat the Rams
Yes,
37-20.
Yep.
Hold on. You said wait till they play. They beat the Rams.
I said wait till they play the Rams.
37-20.
Wait, I said wait. Quote me. I said wait till they play the Rams when they're healthy. Both of the Rams running backs were out during that game. So wait till they play the Rams healthy.
Okay. I'm just gonna say this. I have notoriously said the Arizona Cardinals were not, I mean they've been fool's gold. I will give you that. However, looking at what they did last year, especially towards the end of last year, we knew that they were building a solid team. We knew that they were going to be good. They get D-Hop, they get Watts, they do have a great draft choice. They get Rondell Moore.
They got Green. AJ Green.
They got
Don't
AJ Green. Hey, hold on. AJ Green from Georgia.
Yeah.
So I need to do that. Right.
So I know, but you weren't saying that name, so I got you. Go ahead. I got you back. Go ahead.
But my point is they have a solid offense and they have a solid defense. And going back to your point, Mr. Watts is not playing tonight, right? He's not playing today.
Actually, he might be out for the year. He might be out for the year.
Okay, but my point is this: can we call them? I mean, they're 7-0 in the NFL. Can we call them fool's gold?
I say fool's gold because I'm not a believer that they're an elite team just yet. Now,
what do they have to do to become an elite team?
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm saying, I don't believe they're an elite team yet, and I don't believe Cincinnati is an elite team yet. Both with great records, both came out playing really, really good, good ball.
Yeah, don't bring up the fact that they beat my Steelers, please.
But I say the season is telltale. It's not the season telltale that after week 8. Week 8 is going to show you who you are because you're getting in the nitty-gritty of your conference, and you're going to play the outside teams ready to go and where you're going to get seated in the playoffs. Show me after week 8 to week 13. If they're still in that 1-loss, 2-loss column, I'll come here and I'll tilt my head to Arizona, and we'll have you back on the show, Philip, and you can go ahead and rub it all on my face. Have no problem with it.
Okay.
I have no problem with it. I will agree with you. They have a great offense. Their offense is playing on high level. Murray's playing a big thing. But I don't believe in the next 5 weeks, Murray's going to keep avoiding these hits. He hasn't been hit yet as a quarterback. He has not taken a big blow at all. He's been able to run free.
He's too short. That's why.
But again,
I'm sorry.
That is the thing. Kyler Murray, even if you take it back to high school for Kyler Murray, has he ever really taken many hits?
I agree with you.
That's what he does well. He is elusive. The guy won 4 state championships in college. The guy went on and he was a superstar in college.
And you know what I tell you this? You know what I tell you this? We were saying the same thing about Russell Wilson 5 years ago. He never gets hit. He's great. He's been doing this all his career. What's Russell Wilson now?
Hold on.
Banged up and hurt.
Ooh, look,
are we really? I mean, and again, Russell has.
Are we
been
really comparing Kyler Murray to Russell Wilson?
Russell has been a phenomenal quarterback.
That conversation,
bro. Hold on, this is the Heisman Trophy winner. Come on, man.
Russell Wilson was an MVP in baseball and football for Wisconsin. So tell me what the only reason why he didn't win the MVP in Wisconsin, they were a running team with 2 2,000-yard running back rushers. So you can't tell me Russell Wilson is not as good. It's not better than Kyler Murray.
Well, he owned one tonight, boy. But y'all keep going. Look, I'm not going to interrupt. I just was trying to preface the score. Y'all going in. Go ahead.
Who has won the Super Bowl? Let's end it. Who has the Super Bowl? Who has the Super Bowl?
No, Russell. Again, I'm
not. We end the discussion right there.
I cannot discredit Russell. He should have 2. He should have 2.
Play your thing.
He should have 2.
That's Pete Carroll's fault, not Russell Wilson's fault. Play your
he should have given Marshawn.
You want me to put some sound effects on this?
Effects. Ding dong. He got a Super Bowl. It's over with. Game over.
But the question we're there it is. We're talking about today.
I'm just here to ad lib.
Today's Arizona Cardinals and today's Russell Wilson.
They're the hottest team in the league. Them in Cincinnati. But I'm not convinced that they're going to be the elite team at the end of the day.
Okay.
I can have my opinion.
I can take that. I can take that. I can take all of the only thing that I was questioning is the fact that you said they were fools. You cleared it up. You said they're the hottest team in the league. I have nothing else to say.
We good.
We
wanna-
Week
good. We
13,
good.
week 13, you come back. We're gonna have the same success week 13.
I want to know. So now, see, Montel, I knew you were a Kings man, but tell us how you really feel. You know, boy, I was just gonna talk about the score right now. It's 10-7. Aaron Rodgers is leading his Packers over Kyler Murray, but boy, you sure did lighten up. Somebody showed, man. I ain't mad. I told you to take a nap and be ready because we were gonna get into it tonight. But I was gonna
Hey, he put that adrenaline shot in me.
yeah. But you know, see, Kevin, that's all I can do, brother. I'm not gonna interject while these two gladiators are at it, while they jousting. Right, I'm gonna stand back. I was just gonna
football, bro.
I was just gonna bring in the football and then talk about the Brady football, right? The 600 TD football that was given to the fan. But you know, that was a great discussion. Love that.
The goat gesture. That's the goat gesture. That's all that is.
Gesture.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So what? No. So my question about that, and great conversation on that. Right now, again, Packers are ahead. It's almost halftime, 10-7. Who do you got in this game though? Let me ask you that because you guys were very passionate about your thoughts. Who you got in the game? I got Green Bay. I do.
Look, real talk. As passionate as I was about Arizona, I ain't betting against Aaron Murray. That's discount double check.
Yeah.
Double check. You know what I'm saying? You can't bet against Aaron Murray.
You can't count him out. You can't count him out.
No.
You know what? And you know what's crazy? So you say that. I'm actually opposite. When Devontae Adams said he might not play, I was like, well, I think the Arizona Cardinals are gonna get him tonight. So if you're gonna get him, you better get him now. I'll tell you that much.
You better get him now.
Get him now.
So
you better get him because you're not gonna want to see him later on.
The opportunity right now. Yeah.
Okay. God. Oh boy.
Kevin Cox said Murray hasn't been around long enough to be in Russell Wilson's category. I'm not gonna dispute that. But if he keep on playing like this, he will.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He keep playing. Hey, I'll give you this. If he keep playing like this, he'll have not one. He may have two.
Yeah.
Two of these.
Definitely right for the discussion now, right? We could tell that he was getting to the point, but now, I mean, when they were 3-0 I was tripping because the Raiders were 3-0, and then we saw the Cardinals continuing on and said, okay, something is going on down there. There's something in the water down there in Arizona, and they kept going. So I think it's going to stop now, but it's a great start. And I think they're going to continue to improve and continue to do the thing. Kyler, he's doing his thing, man. He's got some weapons around him.
We can't argue the fact if that whole conference when they're healthy, when they're healthy is the best conference by far.
That's a good point.
So
agree.
When you come out of that conference, you're battle tested, ready to go into playoffs and win the Super Bowl. It is what that is. So if Arizona can maintain, stay healthy, and come out of that conference, they'll be ready. I just don't think they're on the Tampa Bay elite level just yet. I don't think they're there. I think they got too much going on over there.
Yeah.
But he's going to be in that Cleveland like Cleveland was last year. Arizona be right where Cleveland was last year. They're that budding team that's getting ready to go into that next level.
Got you.
And then I think eventually he'll take them over that next level. Hopefully.
Love it, man.
I don't disagree with that. I definitely think Arizona is inching and they're getting there. If they keep on playing like this and they stay healthy, they could, again, any given Sunday. We know how it is. Are they Tampa Bay? In Tampa Bay worthy yet? Tampa Bay has firepower over there.
Yeah, nobody's Tampa Bay yet, and I'm surprised I'm even saying that, even without Gronk out there on the field. Yeah, they killing it. And old man Brady.
How long do you think Brady can play till?
Great segue into this. He'll play until he's.
I think Brady. After this year, I think he has one more really good year, and then after that, I think the decline will start. Because the way it's going to start, is when the free agency comes in and starts taking away his pieces. It's not going to be him per se. It's going to be when his pieces start to move away. Then he won't be able to throw the ball to guys like Antonio Brown.
Hold on. So I got to interrupt because he's got the clout. He can go into those rooms. He's kind of like LeBron, right? He can go into those rooms and say, I want this piece. I want that piece. I want Gronk. I want whoever the next great tight end is to come and be there. So he's got more leverage than anybody else out there.
But the problem is now we're dealing, like you said, he does have leverage to go and say, hey, I want XYZ player to come over. But now eventually Tampa Bay is going to get into a situation like we can't keep spending top dollar on every player.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting now. Go ahead, Montel. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's just not long-time sustainability. You can't do that
Yeah.
building, with the cap. I mean, right now they're paying everybody top dollar.
Right.
What's going to happen when Michael Evans' contract, expires? Are you going to resign him for a big money like that, or bring somebody with that equal money where the money is just going to be too much at one point, and that will outweigh his talent. Then when free agency picks him apart, it won't be him degenerating or him going down so much because the offense is set for him just to dunk and dip. As long as he doesn't get hit, he can play till he's 50.
Yeah. And that's why I say that number. And I wasn't joking when I said that number, right? Because he doesn't get hit. Yeah. He's just sitting in the pocket. And look, Evans, if he keep giving away these footballs, because they get fined for each of them footballs, so he's not going to have a whole lot of spare change if he keep giving out these balls to.
Bro, it's a couple grand. It's a couple grand.
Ain't nothing to him, man. That's bar tab money. That's bar tab money. That's nothing.
Yeah. He was gonna spend that on a tab later on.
Man, let me give him my buy me a coffee link, and he can put that into my account if he need to. Right? If he just want to just throw money down the toilet like that. But talk to us a little bit about what you think about this 600 touchdown football that he gave away. The organization retrieved it and made an offer to the fan, which I don't know. I think the fan is probably missing. I think he did the right thing of giving the ball back because look, it's going in the Hall of Fame, but just by giving him, so what did he get? So the Bucks are gifting diehard fan Byron Kennedy 2 signed Brady jerseys and a helmet, an autographed Evans jersey and game-worn cleats, $1,000 in store credit, and 2 season tickets for the rest of the 2021 season and all of next season. And apparently Brady has given him a Bitcoin, and I heard earlier today that Gronk gave him some crypto as well.
Okay. Pause. I'm gonna say pause. Michael Jordan's shoes just sold for $1.4 million. Hold on to that ball.
It was crusted too.
That ball.
Boy, look, you just
listen. I'm telling you, they said that ball was worth $500,000 right now.
See,
today,
right now, the ball was worth $500,000. So, and let me go back to what you said. Did he do the right thing? Yes, he did the right thing. But Tom Brady said this the other day when he was on with the Manning brothers on Monday Night Football. Yeah. They asked Tom Brady what he thought about it. And Tom Brady said this. He said, when he gave the ball back, he lost his leverage. Yeah. This is what the GOAT was saying. Yeah. So when the GOAT is saying that, the GOAT knows that he got a raw deal. He said when he gave the ball away, he lost his leverage. Yeah. So what he's saying was, if he would have kept the ball, he could have got more.
At least 24 hours, right? He gave it back right then, like 20 minutes after he got it.
If the ball is right now worth $600,000 leverage right now when he got the ball in his hand, you got to give me at least $500,000 to $600,000 worth of stuff in order for me to give it back to you. So
I don't need no jerseys. I
don't need none of that. I can buy my own jersey.
Yeah, I want some deposits.
I'm not rolling with that. So unfortunately for the person that they did that, it's the right thing because it's history on their part. But you know what? Hey, ownership is 90% of the. If you own it, that's 90% of the cause. I own it right now. It's my ball. I'm not giving it back until y'all break me off my bread. And my bread is $600,000.
And a golfing round with the GOAT, that's cool, but I don't know if that's enough, right? Apparently he's an awful one in math.
If we do math, what do we think what he got is worth? So two years season tickets. What's that? What's that worth?
What 20? Let's say 10,000 a season. 20,000.
I mean, look, okay, so 20 grand. What could the Bitcoin be worth?
Could be worth a lot of money, but I gotta wait.
Well, one Bitcoin is around term, 60 grand right now. Bitcoin's around 60 grand right now.
So and he got 2.
He got 2. He got it. So he
got 120,000. So that's he had 140, 150 right now.
150. Can he sell the signed jerseys in the helmet?
Yeah, but I mean, that's not worth that's not a $600. That's not a 600 touchdown ball.
Yeah, that's 600. That's going in. That's going in the hall.
I'm trying to see what he missed. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what he missed.
He missed about 300, at least 380K. He down. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
got his little
yeah.
15 minutes of fame too, right? He making his
He did.
rounds on all the little talk shows and things like that, but that's gonna fade. He's like I think Kevin said he's probably gonna try to go get a round of golf with Brady. He'll probably be on the Tonight Show with whoever the dudes are. I don't even remember him, but he'll get that. But man, if you're talking about debits and credits, he definitely he definitely missing out a little bit. So yeah, he definitely not a financial major
they would have
in
had to
college.
fight me for that ball. I would have been ready to box everybody in the stadium. No one's getting that ball back.
Real. Look, that'd have been a situation, man. If someone tried to take that ball, I would have left. I wouldn't even stayed there for the rest of the game. I'd have taken that and
I would have been hiding that joint underneath my shirt or something. Case in point, and everybody watching this show today, if you ever get a ball, hold on to it. That's it.
Hold on to that bad boy. Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on to it.
And right there's Philip Bears coming with
another one.
God, keep coming with with another one.
Folks, cash may not matter. I was all the way with him till he said cash doesn't matter.
He was sitting in the front row. So okay, Kevin, give it. Come on, play along, Mr. Cox. Play along, brother.
I've never met a millionaire that turns down money.
True.
Never.
True. Make it plain, brother.
True.
Make it plain.
Hold on.
There it is.
There it is.
I never met a rich person that turns down money. They may be okay. I don't need anything, but they don't turn down money. That's why they're rich.
And most of them are still driving an old school Buick or a Camry. Look, I'm the one sitting here driving around in an electric car, right? The folks that really got the cash, they driving around in a Corolla and a Honda Civic. I'm trying to stunt and ride around in this Model S. What is wrong? I am doing it wrong. Someone needs to help me.
Yeah, bro.
True.
True. Where we going now? Let's we got the World Series. We got that going on. It didn't shape up the way I wanted it to, just for the story perspective, but we got two good teams as always. We got them Braves going. We got them Astros going. I am rooting for Dusty Baker.
Don't you say it.
I am. I'm rooting for Houston. I'm rooting. So Phil, it's all about the story for me, right? But Dusty obviously used to coach San Francisco. From here, he's got a winery here 30 miles away from my house. I wanted him to play against the Giants, so it could have been kind of that rivalry. But I'm going for the local cat. I'm going for Dusty Baker, and you can't. Let me make sure I get his name right. Hold on. What is this man's name? Number 44. I know his number. Yordan Alvarez is a beast.
Yes.
6'5", 225 pounds. When he gets up to the plate, everything is going 400 feet. Everything. So that's a DH that you got in your back pocket, and it's tough to beat. So I take it you want them Braves to do something. I take it you want.
Well, let me just say this: you can't live in and around the city of Atlanta and not cheer for the Braves. Okay, remember, I am not from this city nor this state. However, being here and around, you can't not cheer for them, right? So there is Braves fever that is happening in the state of Georgia. So yeah, I'm cheering. I got to see the home team win. Especially, you heard the story about the pearls, right? Did you hear about the pearls?
I need to know why he wears the pearls. I don't know. I don't know the story because he used to play for the Dodgers, and when he was with the Dodgers, he doesn't wear them.
So as the story goes, basically, he said this. It's really not a big deal for him. He went to his jeweler and he was like, I just want to do something different. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just different like that. And his jeweler was like, who would be different? If you threw them pearls on. So dude put the pearls on. And ever since he put the pearls on, the Braves have been just killing it. But here's the funny thing, y'all. Here's the funny thing. This past weekend, the Falcons, they were traveling to, where they play? Miami, to the Dolphins. So all the Falcons players had the pearls on.
No, they didn't. They were not doing the Jock Peterson, were they? Oh, my goodness.
But here's the thing. They won. They won it. So I don't know what it is about the pearls, bro. Won.
And sports is very superstitious too, right? So everybody now.
I'm telling you, everybody wearing pearls. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is.
The problem that it's not a problem, but I laugh at this. I love the pearls. But Jock Peterson, he's just not built like He looked like he goes to in and out one too many times. It's terrible, right? I know, but he's doing his
Hey,
thing. He
he's
was
doing his
good when he was
thing.
in LA. He's doing phenomenal
Yeah.
right now in Atlanta. But the man comes out there with the little blonde mohawk and he's rocking these pearls. And I said, look at this. Brother,
He's doing
run
his
around the
thing.
track a little bit. I'm sorry, I
Hey.
shouldn't have said that, but
But
hey,
but I'm gonna tell you what though, baseball players,
very
if I could do it
superstitious.
all over again,
Yeah.
man, I would learn how to play some doggone baseball and hit a ball. Cause brother,
Mm,
they different kind of athletes. They got hand-eye coordination. They don't
true.
gotta look
True.
like, Harry Hero. You know what I'm saying? They could be out there and just do that. And when you think about somebody like what Mookie Betts get, like 180, 200
Mookie Betts,
million
bad
dollars,
man too. Mookie Betts, a bad man. Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Grown
these
folks
guys
money,
playing. Yeah, what?
right?
So
Because
so
you think
again,
about it. So of all the major sports, MLB compared to even football, compared to the NBA, it's grown folks money out there to go around and run around them bases.
No cap. It's no cap.
yes,
That's
Because
why
it's
there's
no
no
cap.
cap.
There it
It's no
is.
cap.
That's
yes.
crazy, isn't it? Yes.
Think about go all the way back. Remember A-Rod had like the $200 million contract. That was like 10 years ago. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They been getting the bag. They
Yeah.
been getting the bag. So yeah,
Guaranteed.
but
Just like Kevin said, it's
absolutely,
guaranteed too.
and
Yeah.
it's guaranteed. That's why what they got what's your boy's name? Play for the Mets. What's his name? Not Barry Bonds. I can't think of the dude, but they pay the dude every
Oh, every
year.
Oh,
single
Bonilla.
year he's
Bobby
still
Bonilla.
Bobby
Bobby
Bonilla.
Yeah,
Bobby
yeah,
Bonilla.
yeah.
Bonilla. They still paying that man. It's 2021.
He still gets a little over $1 million every
Still get it
single
every year.
man. I
Every
went into
year.
the wrong business.
Every
I
year.
should have been doing the same type of thing. Let's talk about money though. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about
Yeah.
contracts. We're gonna lead off with you, Montel, on this one. We got a really good story here. Don Staley, right?
Yes.
Highest paid black head coach in all of women's basketball. She just signed some real paper, right?
Yep.
Was it 7 years, $22.4 million contract out there for this South Carolina Gamecocks.
Mm.
Talk to us a little bit about that. What that means to her, and what you think that means to the culture. What do you think that means to women head coaches? And
Oh
again, just
man.
seeing the fact that now someone. Yeah, she was a player. She was a
Yeah.
fantastic player as well. But man, just making that money. Now she's up there with Gino, right? So
Yes.
now
Yes.
she's up there with that kind of money. Gino from UConn.
Connecticut.
So
UConn.
Yeah,
yeah,
UConn. So I think that this puts her in a whole other category stratosphere as
mm,
far as coaches, not
mm-hmm.
just women coaches, period. And then would break it down as women's coach, as a women's basketball coach. They're showing that now she's the elite. I
Yeah,
think it speaks
Mhm.
more volumes to the University of South Carolina that they made this investment, because everybody's usually
Mhm.
hesitant
Mhm.
in making these kind of investments, especially when it comes to women coaches for whatever reason. Well, we know the reason, because they don't bring in the TV money, so called, or they don't bring in. They're not the high profile like the male athletes. But this is showing that they're putting their program on a pedestal, just like UConn has put theirs on, and we're going to be historically and traditionally well. And we believe in Don Staley as the person that's going to bring us to that. I think this is just the next step to where it's going to lead to the professional levels. I think I sent you the story. I thought like Candice Parker and the Chicago
yeah,
Liberty winning the WNBA championship, and like women's sports now is an all-time high. All-time great
Mhm.
things are going on. And I actually watched the championship with Candice and them winning it. I thought WNBA has some very great talented basketball,
yeah,
but they have bad timing when it showed. It's shown during the
Mm.
part where football just starts,
yeah,
baseball is
Mhm.
ending,
yeah,
men's basketball is about to start, and they're caught right in the middle of that little globe where they get overshadowed for their talents in them playing. Candice Parker
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
probably one of the best stories I've heard in the years. She got benched by the LA Sparks. They told her she was overrated. She was no good. She was no longer welcome there. She says, "Okay, I'm taking my talents to back her hometown."
yep,
Get back home, gets that home cooking, gets that support mechanism now. Now she's not only the MVP, but she won the team a championship.
yeah.
If that ain't a story, that's not
That's a great
that's a
story
story.
too. That's a
And
great story.
she dedicated the season to her daughter.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dedicated everything
Huge.
to her daughter.
Huge.
So you mean to tell me that got all lost in this midst because we have all these other sports? And I was like, WNBA and the NBA need to figure out a way to get them out of that shadow and make them more at the forefront, because they got a great product. They have a really great product.
They do. It's
If you
it's
want to
gotten
learn how to
much
play
better than
basketball,
when it started out. That's true. It has
yeah,
gotten
yeah,
much better. Yeah.
exactly. If you want to learn how to play basketball, don't watch men's basketball. Go watch women's basketball.
Watch women.
True.
They show you how to
Absolutely.
pick and roll.
True.
They show you how to pass the
Absolutely.
ball. They're very fundamentally sound. They shoot the ball very, very well. And their stars are really great star players. They're very good role models. If we're going to put it in that kind of sense, very good role models. They're just under a bad shadow. So back to Dawn Staley, man. I'm proud that they made the investment, that they've done something really, really well with her. I think she's going to be, if she outlives this contract and wants to still coach, I think she'll be an NBA coach. To be honest with you, I don't think that's far fetched in the near future. Her being either a really high assistant or getting in the GM role, or maybe just being a head coach. I think she'll land somewhere when there if she wants to, but I think she wants to take the dynamic of women's basketball at the collegiate level back to where it was when I was a teen, when Tennessee, when we used to watch Tennessee and all them on CBS, the Tennessee Girl Volunteers and them, this UConn, and they was balling out. We like, man, these girls, we ain't never seen this before, and they doing things. I think they want to bring it back to that era, and I hope ESPN and all those support them, because I think girls basketball, man, is definitely, it needs that interjection and that boost, and I think Dawn Staley is the perfect face for it.
Yeah. Your thoughts on that, Philip? Just in terms of what this means, right? In terms, and so let me throw a curve at you as well, right? Because what you do on a day-to-day basis, right? Talking to folks about leadership, talking to folks about motivation, things of that nature. What does this mean? And I'm a interject and say, I'm gonna throw this comment up here from Kevin Cox. Everything is great, right? For women, persons of color, all of it. It's great for everyone. But how would you take this story, the Dawn Staley story, and also the Candice Parker story, right? And repeat that, verbalize that to folks that you're talking to on a day-to-day basis, and why it matters. How this really reverberates out there in society. These wins.
Well, it's really interesting because first and foremost, I agree with, I don't know who that comment was, but Dawn Staley in this contract, I mean, you said it, she's making Gino Auriemma money, over $3 million a year, which is unheard of. Not just in women's college basketball, but college basketball. There are only a couple people who are in that upper echelon, men or women, right? So this is a huge deal for sports. It's a huge deal for people of color, because again, we're talking about the University of South Carolina, y'all. Like the University of South Carolina has a history of racism, of way that they've treated particularly Black athletes. So this is a big deal for the university to make a statement to say, this is who we want to lead our program, and we're willing to put our money where it is. Think about what that's going to do for not just basketball, but for sports in general for South Carolina. What is that going to do for because now, check this out, because the bar has been set. Think about all these other coaches around. They're going to have to raise the bar. And going back to what Montel was saying earlier, it's only a matter of time before that's going to have to trickle into professional sports. Because if you're telling me you got a collegiate coach, a couple of them making $3 million a year, right? And then you go into the professional ranks, and I think they're making like $200,000. These are professional basketball players, women. I think Sue Bird, I think they said, made somewhere around $200,000 a year. LeBron make that like a minute, a quarter.
Yeah.
He's making $200,000. You know what I'm saying? Sue Bird, arguably being one of the best players in the league. LeBron, their resume is very similar. $200,000 a year to what LeBron make 30, 40?
I mean, what's the game check for who is it that's sitting out? So Kyrie sitting out, right, because of the COVID situation. He's losing $380,000 as his game check.
But
his game check.
Yeah.
He get 82 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These ladies. Go ahead, Montel.
I would say the thing that I think in WNBA, they need to put that platform in a different time zone or a different model so it can be elevated, so they can make that money. I think the part with Dawn Staley that I'm very impressed with, that I think will happen, is her tree. And what I mean by that, look at Nick Saban's trees for football. All the coaches that spawned from him, they're going to have success. I think Dawn Staley is going to have that same effect with South Carolina. Because let's not forget, when she came onto the scene, I think she took them to the Elite Eight her first year, the Final
Yep.
Four 2
Yep.
years after that, and so
Yep.
so her success is really good. That's going to
Yep.
spawn off her assistant coaches going to do great things, taking her platform
Absolutely.
and really expanding that branch. So I think it's just bigger, not only bigger than Don Staley, man. I think this is a movement that they will have in that program that's going to span across women's college basketball for a minute. And I'm glad she's at the head of that pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because I really see Dawn Staley, because you remember last year during COVID, right? They were on the verge of winning because they won it the year before. Then they had the COVID year. They should have won it last year. And I believe that if they would have won it last year. Dawn Staley is creating, and y'all hear me when I say this because this is gonna be a big statement. Dawn Staley is creating the Alabama of women's basketball right now, right?
I agree with that.
That's what she's doing. She's doing what Tennessee did in the 90s. She's creating that dynasty type program. They're only going to get better because people want to play for winners. Period. Think about it. Have you ever gone to any professional sports game and seen somebody wear a loser's jersey? Like I ain't never we are attracted to winners. You don't wear no loser's jersey up in that thing. I mean, think about it, right?
It was crazy when I read an article that's saying that she's been the only successful coach to flip players from going to Connecticut to go to her school. Two of her players are supposed to sign with Connecticut.
That's true.
Currently on her squad, we're supposed to go to Connecticut, and she flipped them to come to UConn. I think programs like hers, Baylor's program is very good as far as women's basketball. UConn is always going to be there. And then, to be honest with you, on the West Coast, we got Stanford.
Hold on, please don't forget about Louisville. Can we please just say Louisville?
I'm saying you know what I'm saying. As far as the opinion for women's sports, those have been the 4 women's teams that really been putting in work. Stanford, we know, is a different kind of caveat. They're just a different. The way they do the things is completely different. But it's really interesting to see Dawn Staley to be able to take this program, make national headlines, show they've been appreciative of her craft, not only court as a player, an Olympian, a professional player, now a coach, to be able to now flip it to now I can take this game to another level with my skill set as far as orchestrating these young ladies being successful. I think she's the perfect face for women's basketball right now.
Agree.
And what you just mentioned, I think, is a piece that gets missed. I mean, Dawn Staley has been a winner on every level she has ever played on.
I like that. Yeah.
So why should this be any different? You know what I mean? Leaders know how to lead, and she's just doing what she's always done for her entire life and her entire basketball career. Like I really feel like Dawn Staley could come out and cross somebody up right now and pop herself with a rubber band.
You've seen Doris Burke do it, right? You've seen.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So they still got it. They still got her.
That's what I'm saying.
Staley. So, but who was that team that you were talking about, Philip? Who was that you said you don't want us to forget about?
Louisville.
Don't forget about the Louisville Cardinals now. I mean, come on now. Especially women's basketball. Oh, Lord, come on, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. The Louisville Cardinals?
They've been all right. They've been all right.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to get over that hump. They get seated in the wrong section. They get in that UConn section every year.
They do, but they in that top 4 or 5. They're in that top of the 4 or 5 now every single year for the past several years. We got a good coach over at Louisville, especially for the women. The men we have, we coming around also.
Okay. Just want to make sure we didn't overlook that because we as we giving everyone their flowers, right? We giving Miss Parker her flowers. We giving Miss Staley her flowers. So let's see where we at, man. I want to be cognizant of everyone's time, especially you, sir. You over on the East Coast. I know you probably trying to go take a nap.
I took a nap before this because I knew it was going to be late for me.
I
was like, they on the West Coast.
And we definitely getting into it, right? So I tell you what, before we go on to the last story and cover just a round table, I just want to throw this call to action up, folks. Look, if you like what we do, we appreciate you sharing. We appreciate you providing some context, talking about it. We really are talking about the social impact of sport and things of that nature. So your support is greatly appreciated. And as we continue to build out this platform, it's all about you, the community. That's the only reason that we do it. So thank you for everything that you provide to us. Already talked about college football, but we didn't talk about the job openings in college football. So we got that situation. We got USC and LSU, 2 juggernauts that now have some want ads out there. We didn't talk about Washington State and what's going on with all them coaches losing their job because they don't want to get the vaccine, which
That's big.
it's crazy talk.
That's big.
That's out there, and then the grown folks football. What's going on with them emails? All right, so I'll tell you what. It's 3 big stories right there. We can either talk about those. We could talk about. I even wrote down Ben Simmons, right? The fact that now it's not just talking about him having pain, having problems with his ability, or him not being able to shoot. Now he's brought into mental health. Right now he's made that comment. Right, so now it's a whole different conversation.
Wait, hold on. Ben Simmons' story, 1 word or 2 words: the coddle culture. He's coddled. It ain't the cancel culture. He's the coddle culture. Okay. Spoiled. He's spoiled. He thinks he's entitled. He feels that he can do what he wants to do to get himself out of the situation. Yeah. And if anybody hasn't seen it, watch the documentary of him at LSU. That 1-hour documentary. He's displaying the same behavior he did there as he is with the Philadelphia 76ers. So at this point right now, since Philadelphia doesn't want to trade him, you know what you got. Live with it. Yeah. Deal with it. Because dude he's just going to be a spoiled brat. Let's move on.
And so perfect, because that's how I feel. But again, I think we wouldn't be good if we didn't at least mention it. So again, that's part of the mind what we're thinking about. Did Tomlin leave for USC?
No.
Listen. There's conversations going on out there right now. He better not leave. We still got some rebuilding and some work to do. Go ahead.
I just want to throw one name. Out there, and it's a name that is familiar, and for both jobs. Let me throw one name out there: Eric Bieniemy.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, USC. He should be obviously USC first choice.
I mean,
okay. There you go.
Eric Bieniemy.
Talk to us about that, because we've talked about that man a number of times. Tell us your side of that. There you go. I like that.
Where is he at this conversation? I mean, he should be. They should be taught. Somebody should be on his front doorstep right now, beating on the doorstep, telling him what do you need, Mr. Bieniemy? I mean, this guy he is a creative mind. I mean, look at what he's done wherever he has been. And let's look at what he's doing now, even with Kansas City. I mean, he's developed players, he's developed people, he's developed an offensive system. Could you imagine what
I'm gonna match you.
Go ahead.
Byron Leftwich should be a head coach in the NFL.
Now,
or he should have that LSU job. He should have that LSU job.
I can't knock that.
And Bieniemy should have the USC job. And I say Bieniemy more at USC because he's from LA. That's his home place. Right. That's where he does. Now they're entertaining Jack Del Rio to be the head coach. Man, if USC don't get it right, if they don't get it right on this one,
Jack Del Rio, come on now, that's not
especially USC, because they ain't been good since Carson and what's my man name?
Reggie Bush
left.
Reggie Bush,
President. Yes.
Yeah. So you're right. I believe Eric Bieniemy should be number 1. It should be no question. Let's give you what you want. We should be able to give you exactly what you want for you to come here. That's number 1. I do believe Byron.
And they shouldn't be cheated either. And because I gotta say that, man, because right now, especially, they have to go in and be compensated at the same levels as some of these jacklegs. Because I guarantee if Jack Del Rio got a job, man, they're gonna pay him a stupid amount of money. And what has he done except be a loser? I mean, I'm just being real.
I'm thinking of the trend should be, or the ideology I'm thinking the eye should be on. Eric Bieniemy should be the obvious number 1 at USC, with no questions about it. I think the obvious number 1, or the not so obvious number 1, should be Byron Leftwich if you're going to go with somebody out of the NFL. Byron Leftwich has redesigned the entire offense as an offensive genius, just like Bieniemy has. Different kind of styles, different kind of thing, different kind of ways they do about things. But those two gentlemen right now have got a resume that fits against. He can go against anybody and should have the opportunity. Now, what I think was going to happen, that's what I think this should happen. What I think is going to happen.
Can I throw another one in there for you? Can I throw another one in there?
Yeah, go absolutely. Absolutely.
Just the name again, not at the level of an Eric Bieniemy or Byron Leftwich, but if we're talking college football, what about a name like a T. Martin? This is another. I mean, he's been.
I'd argue that one. Because T. Martin's success when he was at USC wasn't very favorable, And when he got the head coaching job, I believe at Tennessee, he had a lot of issues with player personnel and doing the things that the players were doing at Tennessee.
No, he
worked favorably.
a head coach at Tennessee.
Huh? Or what Vanderbilt, where did he take the head coach job? He took Vanderbilt or one of those schools he wasn't very successful at. I know T. Martin's a great, trust me, dude. I know T. Martin.
He's been a great coordinator. He's a great
coordinator.
Yeah.
Very good.
He's been a great coordinator.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the head. I don't think his resume precedes Bieniemy or Byron Leftwich.
No, it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't.
Now, I do believe there's other great college coaches out there. I think they're talking about Norvell at Nevada, who will be a great fit. I think they're talking about several other coaches around the country. Muschamp is still out there, but he's not coming out west. He'll never come out west. He's staying down south.
Would you bring? I can't see Muschamp at LSU or.
I don't see him at either one, but he's. If you're gonna take a name, he's a guy that you would take either as a great defensive coordinator or a guy that can be the head coach. He's back in Georgia now. Yeah. So there's some names out there. Lane Kiffin already said he's not going to go for the U.S. job, but we know Lane Kiffin to say anything just to say it, and he'll take the job.
He just don't want nobody throw no batteries.
He don't want nobody throw no
golf balls. That's what they're throwing at him now.
But I believe
how much money you throw at him.
I think we're gonna run. I think there's gonna be more jobs openings. First of all, those two jobs are just the ones that are open now. I believe there's gonna be. Me and my older son talk about this all the time, so I got to give him a shout out. Crystal Ball at UNLV. If he doesn't beat New Mexico, even though he just took that job, I think he's going to get fired. There's no way you can go 0-10 in the Mountain West. Just can't do it. Especially all the money. They're playing at Allegiant Stadium, and there's more people serving concessions than there are in the stands.
Man.
So there's a problem. I think there's going to be, like I said, I think there's going to be more. I think the Colorado job is going to be open. I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Bieniemy takes that job.
The Arizona job is going to be open, right? Anytime you got a team that's doing open recruitment through the college enrollment,
that one won't be open yet because they just hired those guys and they hired them after the recruiting period. So Arizona they'll get one more year. But I believe some of these other schools, man, if it don't change real quick, we're gonna see an unprecedented amount of head coaching jobs. Gone, and I don't think it's going to be the usual carousel. Usually it's just the carousel. They just switch jobs in different locations and they bring everybody. I think there's going to be a whole new regime of brand new head coaches coming in the mix, and it's going to be some ex-NFL guys, and it's actually going to be some guys that's rising through the college ranks to get some new jobs. But I think there'll be several jobs. That Washington State job is going to be interesting. Who takes that next?
Yeah, because they all gone.
I would agree.
Yeah, they all gone. And
everybody gone from there, right? Everybody.
No. There's still
the defensive coordinator. Defense coordinator stayed, right?
Yeah, there's still coordinator stayed. It was like 6, 7 stayed, 5 are gone because they didn't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Four
of his
coaches
assistant coaches
and the head coach
were terminated for failure to get fully vaccinated. Yeah. Let's come back to this story a little bit later, and actually I favorited a comment here by my guy Tony Davis, and we got to bring this aspect in it, right? He said, don't know if USC will ever have a black coach, even the Dallas Cowboys. It's kind of the quote unquote old boys money, and I mean that's a conversation that needs to be had as well. And Jerry Jones, very particular probably about who he puts in that seat. USC again. I mean, USC is one of them different kind of places. Even though it's right there in the middle of the hood. Even though it's right there in the middle of the hood.
I hear that statement. I hear that statement, and I do believe there's a great degree of good old boys club.
Yep.
But USC knows if they don't move it to the next level, they're becoming that elite Power 5 team on the West Coast. Has already suppressed them by. They're going to be back in the bottom, and they need someone like Eric Bieniemy, a hometown LA guy that knows the climate, can revolutionize that offense, and he can land recruits.
Okay.
USC is losing recruits to everywhere. They're losing recruits obviously to Oregon State now. You're losing recruits to Washington. You're losing recruits everywhere that would normally just commit there. Now it's not an automatic. It's a discussion whether I'm going to go there or not.
Wow.
And they need to bring that. They need to bring that star power there. That's going to be able to change that dynamic if they want to get back on top.
Yeah, I definitely don't disagree with that. I think USC knows that they're trying to become relevant again, and it's been tough sledding for several years now. You know,
Yeah.
UCLA is on the come up. I mean,
Yep.
Stanford is consistently balling. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they don't want to be the third fiddle.
Well, you got
You know?
to we got to think. And we speak as Pac-12 specifics. Arizona State got Herman Edwards, star power. They
Yeah.
can bring in recruits, can ball out. Utah
Yeah.
was on the verge of winning. Great staff over there. They recruit a lot of Polynesians and a lot of African Americans over there because that's the way the staff and their makeup is. Oregon State has been the surprise team on the come up. Somehow they've gotten it together to get a lot of guys to go there. USC's flipped it with Chip.
And don't forget about Oregon. I mean,
yeah. Oregon's flipped
Yeah.
it. Washington is around the decline. I think Washington will be another job opening, the University of Washington. But that's an attractive place to recruit guys. And we know Washington State, before they had all these fiascos, when they had the dude that went down to Ole Miss or Mississippi State before he left, they were Washington State was one of the top teams in the nation. So the Pac-12 is rich with talent, but again, we're not mentioning USC in that talent. USC and Cal Berkeley are probably the two biggest disappointments in recruiting and getting that talent out there than anybody, I think, on the Pac-12.
Agreed. And then who's that? What's the head coach at UCLA? Is that Chip?
Chip Kelly.
Yes.
Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
Who has been a major disappointment from a recruiting standpoint? I mean, you know, we talked about
Hey,
him
I was just there
a-
last week, man, to the game because my daughter goes to UCLA, and the fact that they lost against Oregon in the last 2 minutes, 20 seconds of the game. Yeah, I mean, Chip Kelly, man, I don't know what was going on. I wanted to
but the thing is, Chips. You got to think when he first started, none of those were recruits. None of those were recruits.
True.
These are his recruits that are playing, and now they're not only being very competitive. Before 3 years ago, they would get blown out by Oregon. Now they're losing in the last 20 seconds.
Right.
It's going to be an evolution.
They have progressively gotten better with him. They have progressively gotten better, but they have not gotten over the hump. Because again, when they brought in Chip Kelly, you know, they're like, man, hey, listen, we got a guy who can take us to the national championship. Now I know that may sound far-fetched, right? But again, fast offense, fast ball, get the ball out there, super creative. That's what they're thinking. And although he has made them better, he hasn't gotten them over the hump yet.
But do you stop that progression? I don't stop that progression because they're starting to see because they'll get a mid-major bowl this year. They're going to go to a mid-major bowl.
You don't stop that progression because here's the thing: who else you going to bring in?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? In that case, who else you going to bring in? Because he is making strides, so you don't stop that momentum. Because here's the other thing about Chip Kelly: you give him some time. He might squeak one out, especially if the rest of the Pac-10 stays the way it is right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
I agree. I think he's a guy he's the right for their job right now. I didn't believe in him in the beginning, but now I see the progression that they're doing right away. And it's funny, USC's on the rise and USC's going down on a downward trajectory. Unfortunately,
that's the problem. Which is why they need Airbnb.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's crazy because if you see the Arizona's. The Arizona's on the same way. Arizona State's on the right trajectory. University of Arizona's on the downward trajectory. Oregon's are great. Oregon's have been great, and the Washingtons have been down.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Stanford's always been consistent. Cal always been inconsistent. It's a shame right now, and I'm going to bring this up, and this is kind of within the topic without it. It's a shame right now where the Mountain West is more dominant than the Pac-12.
Boy, watch your mouth now. Watch it.
Hey, I said it loud and clear. Mountain West football is better than Pac-12 football as of right now today. What we are 10/28/2021, it is better. And I can name the teams: San Diego State, BYU, Utah State, Boise State. The only team we can't mention in there is going to be UNLV.
Well, you talking blasphemy over there. Boy, that's what you talking about. Okay,
I got to fan you on that one. Like, woo.
Okay. I got nothing to come back on with that. Because you was talking truth too, right?
I'm speaking just truth.
I'm
talking that talk.
I have no rebuttal.
Talking that talk.
My goodness. Okay, appreciate that. Lavelle said the Air Force.
Oh, yep, I didn't mention Air Force. Absolutely.
Yeah. So don't sleep on the Air Force. We love that.
I'm telling you guys. I watch a lot. Hawaii also. I don't want to say Hawaii is a good football team. The Mountain West. The Mountain West is stacked, and the Pac-12 is not. And when they go head to head, if you look at the records for the last 3 years, the Mountain West has dominated the Pac-12 in games.
Wow.
They've won. So,
Wow.
and you're going to tell me, and Pac-12 is going to tell me you're a Power 5 conference, and now the Mountain West is now kind of almost, I think, in my opinion, has surpassed you as a conference. Because and you guys, I'll prove it this year. Watch when we get to bowl season. Watch how many Mountain West teams are in mid-major bowls and how many Pac-12 teams are in there. I guarantee you there'll be more Mountain West teams there than Pac-12.
Okay. We'll revisit that. Wow. I love it. Philip, you didn't know what you was walking into tonight, didn't you?
Wow. Look, that's why
you still wearing long sleeves too? Look, I told you I had to put on some short sleeves because I knew we was coming hot.
You know what I'm saying?
We was coming in hot. I tell you what, but we're gonna keep this conversation going next time. I'm gonna speak for Montel too, brother. We want you to come back. Look, you are welcome. Team No Sleep anytime. You now have the keys to the front door, so you just show up. You know.
Hey, look, y'all talking my language here. You know what I'm saying? So I have enjoyed it thoroughly, man. Y'all are amazing. I said it earlier, and I was not joking, man. Anytime you can come with your brothers and chop it up about not just sports, but social issues and really tie all this stuff in, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. Love the conversation, man. Thank y'all for having me tonight.
Appreciate you, brother. So I'm gonna throw these websites up. Talk to us again real quick about where folks can reach you. I will put a link to your contact information, things like that. But talk to us again real quick for the people that showed up late, where they can find you and what it is that you do.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, he has the Solo website up right now. So you can go to solo.tl/Philip Edge and listen, there are all kind of things on there. If you like leadership development, if you like being encouraged and motivated, there are a whole lot of things on there. And most of them are free. Did I say free? I'm going to say it again, free. Free resources. So you can go check them out, download them. There's even a full-blown double album on that guy of motivation mixes on that guy. Look at it. Let's scroll on down just a little further. Right there. Right?
Free motivation.
I'm telling you, like we doing this thing, man. At the end of download, it's free just for you. But as I said before, my name is Philip Edge. Number one, I am a husband. I'm a father. But at the end of the day, I am all about motivation. I'm in the people business. I love encouraging people. I love motivating people. And I love sharing truth with people. So that's why I like jumping on shows just like this. Check me out. All social media platforms, The Philip Edge, like the Ohio State, The Philip Edge. Check your guy out. But if you go to the Solo website, you can check it out right there.
I'm feeling that right there.
I got nothing else to say. But you take us out because what he said, I got nothing else for it,
hey,
brother.
Man,
you take us out,
down
man.
And stay 6 feet over, man, and stay blessed. We out. Team No Sleep.
Appreciate y'all. Be good to yourselves. We out.